the American Forces Vietnam Network.
This video details the Aeroscout reconnaissance platoon. The versatile Bell OH-6 Cayuse was used in the role of Light Observation Helicopter, LOH, often called Loach. Right now we're using the Flames of War version 4 late war rules. The Flames of War Vietnam version 4 rules are due to be released soon. I believe the book might be called NAM, and we'll be going straight to that as soon as we get our hands on it. Our list is from the Tour of Duty source book, 1965 to 1971, and we're looking at the Rifle Company, Air Mobile. We've discussed the standard units required for the Air Mobile Rifle Company, the Rifle Company headquarters, 2 infantry platoons, and a transport aviation platoon of 3 or 4 helicopters. Today we'll be looking at our first optional platoon, which is the 4th gray box on our list. First support platoon, reconnaissance, the Aeroscout platoon, also known as white teams. You'll have your choice. If you take an air cavalry troop from the 1st Cavalry Division, the 11th Black Horse Armored Cavalry Regiment, they're elite and rated as fearless vets. If you take regular line pilots, they'll come from the Air Cavalry Troop 25th Tropic Lightning Infantry Division, and they are rated as fearless trained. Recon helicopters are white teams, gunships are red teams, and transport helicopters are blue teams. Also, a heavy scout team of scout helicopters from a white team backed up by a gunship from a red team is usually referred to as a pink team. We have a single white team at our disposal, commanded by Captain Michael Voss of Honolulu, Hawaii. The 2nd Loach is run by Lieutenant Edwin Easton of Camden, New Jersey. Their co-pilots are Warrant Officers Scott and Hastings, respectively. This morning they are scouring the river valleys 8 miles west of Duc Pho in search of enemy troop concentrations responsible for the political assassinations of 3 local school teachers. At 11:45 a.m., halfway through their patrol, Warrant Officer Scott thinks he sees some sort of activity in the trees below him. The initiative goes to the Americans. They move in their movement phase and attempt to mark an enemy team within 6 inches or 60 feet just at the beginning of their shooting phase. The scout team rolls their skill check, and the crew chief successfully hit the target with a red smoke canister. And now that marks the entire enemy platoon for an airstrike. Artillery, naval guns, since they're within 23 miles of the coast, and of course it marks them for the red teams, the gunships, which will follow up the white team's initial attack. And it also lifts concealment and gone to ground for the team that was actually hit by the smoke for the duration of the turn. All friendly troops in the immediate area are ordered to mark their locations with smoke. They use either yellow or green, sometimes even purple. Red is smoke, which marks an enemy position. Captain Voss begins to coordinate the other teams in. Both of the scout helicopters fire their M134 miniguns and their single door guns 16 inches or 160 feet at the NVA platoon before they peel off. White teams do not gain an advantage from their own marking. The company of NVA is concealed by the tall and short terrain. The NVA are gone to ground as they did not move, shoot, or assault. The troops in this NVA company are trained and are normally hit on a 3-up, but as they are both concealed and gone to ground, they are now hit on a 5-up. The miniguns on each helicopter fire with 6 dice each, achieving 7 hits, and the door guns fire with 3 dice each, achieving 2 more hits. The North Vietnamese make their saves at a 3-up. The North Vietnamese failed 3 saves from the miniguns and another 1 from the door guns. The NVA are in foxholes, giving them bulletproof cover, so the Americans must roll their firepower to destroy the NVA teams that failed their saves. The firepower on all of the machine guns is a 6. One NVA team taking shelter in a crater by the stream is obliterated. There are 6 teams with B-40 rocket launchers among the 2 platoons in the NVA company. They fire at the Americans. The Americans are normally hit on a 4-up, but can claim concealment from the same trees as the NVA did, and so are hit on a 5-up. The range of the B-40 rocket is 8 inches or 80 feet. They get 3 hits, and then due to RPG salvo, they re-roll all misses and get another 3 hits for 6 hits total. American helicopters save at a 5-up. Each helicopter fails 2 saves each. Vietnamese need to make 4 firepower checks at 4-up. They make 1, but they also have to re-roll any successes. So they came close but never managed to actually hit either of the American helicopters. So the white team peels off and disengages in their next movement phase, and the red teams drop altitude and roll into attack. And we'll coordinate in their attacks when we look at the red team's aero weapons platoons and the ARA, which are aerial rocket artillery batteries. Here's a brief graphic of the B-40 rocket launcher, and this has been our look at the Aeroscout platoon. Thank you for watching.